So we are going to start now with advanced merging in Python. We'll talk about multi-column joins. We'll talk about self joins. We'll talk about your cross join. We'll talk about your null join and how to go for creating a subqueries. That should be the part of this discussion today. Now, what I'll do here, guys, I'll be starting with advanced merging into the program. So this is the program where we left it yesterday. I'm going to start with here. We'll start here with the advanced merging. What we will discuss here. In this, we'll talk about multi-column merging. We'll talk about self join. We'll talk about cross join. We'll talk about null join. We'll talk about subqueries. Right. So these are something we are going to do in this particular topic here. Now let me start with multi-column merging. What does it mean? For example, I have an Excel file. I will be taking the data, going back to session 3, raw data. I'll go for advanced merging file. Let me take the file here, which is all about multi-column join. What does it mean? For example, I have given this table. I have given this table also here. Now, one table is here, which is called as prod underscore units, where you have an information about the product city and units, and another one is called prod price. Product city and price is given. Now, ultimately, what we are trying to achieve here from this table to merge. How we will be going for merging these two tables? It cannot be happen if we want to merge this table. It cannot be happen by one column. So ultimately, what we are trying to achieve here, we'll be going by product city. We want to merge these two tables. So how do you go for merge these two tables here? This is where we have to go for identifying the common field. That is going to be a product and city. These two columns are going to merge. So ultimately, if I look for, this is going to be merged by product and city column. Now in product and city, if I see Apple and Dell, both are same in Apple and Dell here. In this table, this is my left null value. And in this table, this is my right null value, which is given here. So ultimately, when I want to merge this table, I want to see how this output is going to come in. 1 minute, guys. Okay. Now, guys, it is given product units, product price. When we want to merge these two tables, we'll go by product and city. If we look for the left table, product city, Apple, Dell is common to product price table. However, in the product units, the left table, you have HP, which is not in the right table. You have Asus in the right table, which is not in the left table. So now we will be taking this table over here, copy this, going back to this here, and we will say we want to paste this. Now we'll be talking about how to go for making this multi-column merging. For this, what I'll do first, this is the data set where I have to go for importing product units, product price. Let me go back to the folder. This is the file which I want to read now. So I will be writing the syntax, import. Anyone can prompt with me, import pandas as PD, import numpy as NP. You will give this file path, Unicode R, giving this file path here. You can see, right click, rename to give this file name as .xlsx. Now I want to go for getting this first table name is product units, where I want to write pd dot read underscore excel bracket start. I will be calling this as my sheet or my file path. I write sheet underscore name. It is going to be prod underscore units. That is how I have to close the bracket for prod units. Same thing, I'll go for prod price. I will say make it as prod price here. Ultimately, what we'll do here, you will say print bracket start for prod units, print bracket start, call for prod price. Now, if you run this program, what is happening? You see product units, product price, both the tables are coming. But only thing that we need to understand in these two tables, the product and city, both are common field. Now, to merge these data sets, what we will do now here, you write again, make the practice of writing import pandas as PD, import numpy as NP. Now I want to get the new table called prod underscore units underscore price PD dot merge. Take this left table to your prod units. Take this right table to your prod price. How you want to go for making this as, let's say, inner join. I want to go for getting this result by what? Inner join. Are you getting this, guys, everyone?
Yes.
Right. Inner join, I want to write on bracket start. I want to take two columns. The field name is product. Also, the field name is what? City, because the common field in both the tables, product and city. That is how I have to close the bracket here. This is where I got my final output, which is going to come for product price. If I run this query, what I see here, I get the output for Apple, Dale, both units and price are coming from both the tables. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, right. Now, you know what, guys? Normally, what we do here, when we go for creating a table like this, then we go for adding something called suffixes. What is that suffixes means? After on, you can write here suffixes. And why will you go for giving these suffixes? Because I want to have defining these two different table. One table, I want to call this here as underscore A table, and the other table I want to call this as underscore B table. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? How do you go for writing the program? If you run this program, ultimately what is happening? Since you are using suffixes here, underscore A underscore B, when you are going for merging these two table, if all the table, all the columns are going to same, then it's going to work out. For this example, I just keep it like this. Let me go for running this. Now I want to create an expression to this. What expression I want to create here? I want to create the expression name is called sales. Now, how would you go for creating this expression? This expression will go with product units. The field name is units field to be multiplied same as to the price field here. Now, if you run this program, what you see, it is the inner join value, which is coming as product, city, units, price, and the total sales, which is coming out here. Ultimately, what we are saying, we want to go for adding a new column. I will say I'm doing for multi-column merging with inner join. Now let me go ahead and run this. Now we'll talk about multi-column with full join. Simply run the program over here. For getting this full join, I will be taking this as what? Outer only. If I run this query, I can see all these common record of 10 from the left table, your HP is missing, which is 5. Right table ASTU is missing, which is 5. So 10 plus 5 is total 19. So now the 19 records are coming here in this final output when you go for full join. Now we'll go for looking at unmatched join. So how to go for unmatched join? So you will say with unmatched join. Now let's do this here for unmatched join. In unmatched join, what we do, guys, here, we take the same program where we got this output. Now what we will do here to get unmatched value. If you remember, yesterday we applied. Do you remember, guys, here? Either way, your price information is missing or your units information is missing from both the tables. So ultimately, if you say I want to get underscore unmatched is the dataset name, I want to create this as unmatched dataset name. How will I go for getting this output here? I would be giving simple condition from this table. I would be taking the column name as called units is null bracket start close, or I will be taking from the same table here for price, which is null. Now, ultimately, how do I want to present this? I want to keep both of them are my criteria and having this criteria to be applicable to the table name as this. Then you have to use dot reset underscore index bracket start drop is equal to true. Now, if I go for running this program for unmatched join, I can see only 10 records are coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right. Now we'll talk about multi-column merging. This is going to be your left join. So how do you go for left join? Take this entire program, going back to this program, remove this, call this table over here. You just change it to what? Left. Now, if you run this program, what is happening guys here? If you run this, it is going to have entire part of left, including the HP, and the common from the right, where you have a price and sales you can see. But here you can see nan. Nan means null. Is a left null value which is coming out. Now, if I say I want to go for multi-column merging with left null join value, right? If I want to go for looking at the left null join value, how will you look for this? Simply go for this programming, apply this here. Over this, you can say this table underscore left underscore null here. You take this table, since you are looking for price, then you will be writing there dot is null bracket start close. Then you can write reset underscore index bracket start drop is equal to true. Does it make sense to all of you guys? How to go for looking at this? Right now, if you call this table, ultimately your output comes as what? Left null value for HP, which is not in the right table. Same thing going with right join. How do you go for adding the program guys here? Simply take this. Here you have to write only. You can call this table here. Now you can see entire part of right, including ASUS is coming, which is missing the value for units in the left table. That is where it is coming now. Now to go for getting right null join, to get this as what? Right null join. How would you go and get this right null join? Given this table, putting out here, I want to call this table as right So how do you get this value? Take this table. When you say right null, you want to find out the value is what? It is units missing. So you can say dot is null bracket start close, then dot reset underscore index bracket start drop is equal to true. If I run this query, I get my right null join values coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone, how to go for getting this multi-column join merging with the values? Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right? So we started with this example. We call this as multi-column merging. We give this as blue to make it to 30. Right. Make it to 30. Now same thing. I'll be copying this here. This multi-column merging is covered. Now we'll talk about here self join. Okay. So what is this meaning by self join? I'll give this example to you guys here. You have given a table here, which is called this table. Okay. So ultimately what we are trying to achieve here, employee ID, you want to get the output, merge the same table. This is called my employee, it is going to be employee manager table, right? It is employee manager table. This is also the employee manager table. You want to merge the same table in the self join. What you want to do here, guys? You want to merge both the tables here, right? So what output you want to get it here? You want to get it here as, so the final output which you want to get. So employee ID, manager name, manager ID. You want to get manager name, and you want to get manager's ID. So ultimately your objective to get this output from the table which is given at the above. Now the question is coming, how will you do this? For example, you're taking Blake is the employee name. Employee ID is this. Who is the manager? Manager name is King. And who is this manager's manager? Manager ID is this. For King, I don't find anybody is King's manager. Are you getting this, guys? It will be coming as null. Now, but if I say Martin, whose employee ID is this, the manager is Blake, Blake ID is this. I want to get Blake manager name is what? King. King is the manager, and this is King's manager ID. Ultimately, our final output should look like this. Are you getting this, guys? So I want to see the final output from this table to be coming this way. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Right? So how to go for getting this output given these two table or given this same table as employee manager, merging the same table within the same table to get this output, we call this as self join. If you're taking the employee manager joining to the same employee manager to get the output like this is where we have to use self join. And how to use self join in your Python programming. Now let's go and do this here. I copy this. I go back to the Python here, markdown, paste this. I must select from here to here. Then I can run. So I want to go for self join. What I'll do first, I'll say take the same query above which you took it for importing data for multi-column merging. So I'll be taking this query. I'll be taking this query, pasting this query here. I want to read the table information which is called self join data. So I want to go for writing this here called self join data. I call this table name as employee manager. And I want to print the output over here. If you run this query, what is happening? Employee manager is coming. Now the question is coming, how would you go for joining this table to get the final output of your what? Of your employee manager relations. To get, I'll say, to get employee manager and manager details. What we will do here is that first write import pandas as PD, import numpy as np, employee, call this employee manager details. So you like PD dot merge, go for left table. The left table name is manager. Go for right table. Right table name is manager. You will go for how is going to be left table. Now you can say simply how to merge these two table. You like left underscore un. You have to write this way as the field name is left on manager ID to right underscore on where you want to go for employee ID. This is how, if you run this program, ultimately the output is going to print as, you can see Martin's manager Blake, Blake's manager King, and King's email ID, King's employee ID, which is given out here. Does it make sense to all of you guys how to go for looking at this example for your employee manager and manager's manager, everyone? to find out employee whose manager detail is missing. That's what your question,
Yes, sir.
right? So how to go for doing that? You will write here version 1, give it as version 1, take this table, bracket start, take the table, call the column name. The column name is what? Employee ID underscore y, right? Dot is null, bracket start. Are you getting this? Getting this, guys, here?
Yes, sir.
Then square bracket close, dot reset underscore index, bracket start. Drop is equal to what? True. Now, if you call this here, it will give you the manager information which is missing. Clear now?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Shall we go for one more example, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. So what I'll do here, let's go and ask. To whom we'll ask? ChatGPT. Create a dataset in Python for son, father, where we want to retrieve son, father, and father's father details. Okay. Now let's go ahead and do this here. We'll call this as example, which is here. Call this create a dataset for son, father. So that is what we're trying to reach here. So now I call this table name as son underscore father. Is that clear? Are you getting this, everyone? Right? So I call this table name as what? Son underscore father. And I want to print this here. Let's say Rahul, Amit, Rahul, Rahul's father Amit father Suresh father Madhav. Now let me run this query. Did you see this, guys?
Sir.
Now, what do you want to find out here? Get son, father, and father's father. How will you go for getting this? What will I write here? Simple program. Son, father, father's father. PD dot merge, bracket start, left table, son, father, right table, son, father. How? You can say left. Now, what will you write here to get this? How is what? Left, right? Now you want to go for left underscore on is equal to, what is the field we'll take it, guys, here? Father. Left underscore on is father. Then right underscore on is equal to what? What will take, guys, here?
Son.
Son. Right? Now you can call this table and see what is the result is coming. Does it come? Rahul father is Amit. Amit is the son. Amit's father is what? Suresh. Amit father is Suresh. Who is Suresh father? Mahadev. Mahadev father. Who is Mahadev father? No one is a Mahadev father here. Does it make sense from the last column? Everyone, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Is this clear to all of you? Is this clear to all of you, guys?
Yes, sir.
Everyone? Right.
Yes, sir.
Now, we'll start with what? After your self join, we will be heading for cross join. Now let's do it here. We'll make this as cross join. How do you go for presenting the cross join? Here is an example. In this cross join, what is given in your data? Your data for cross join is given like this. One is product details and one is student details. So let me take this data to here. I take my product details and I take my student details, right? So ultimately, I have these two tables. One represents the product information, another represents the student information. Ultimately, in this two tables, there is no common field. If you look at this is called prod details, and this is called as your student details. Is there any relationship between these two table, guys? Everyone, is there any relation between these two
No,
table? Is
no,
there any
sir.
relation between these two table, right? So when you say I want to go for merging these data sets, when you say I want to merge the data set, we call this as cross join. Does it make sense, guys? What do you call this here? It is called cross join. Okay. So now how this cross join comes into picture? Now what would be the output from this? Ultimately in cross join, your output will come this way. For each product, we'll repeat for how many times? 4 times to get the same student details to them. It is going to be cross join, and hence in the cross join, each row will multiply the other table number of rows, which is going to get the output like this. Does it make sense to all of you guys? How your output is going to be finally looking if you go for developing this through a cross join. Does it make sense? Got it, guys? Everyone? Yes or no? So how many records you will create now? You will say the number of records are going to be 1, 2. How many records are going to create?
16.
It is going to create total number of records is going to 4 into 4. 16 records is going to create here. I hope you understand. Everyone, are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Right. So let me go ahead and remove this, taking this output here from the table. I'll be going back to my cross join where I will say markdown, paste. I want to remove rest all out of this. I can say output of this. Now, how to go for developing this table to create this? What we'll do here? We'll go for writing import pandas as PD, import numpy as np. I want to go for creating student underscore details is a dataset name. What I write here? PD dot data frame. I'll bracket close. I will be creating this curly bracket here. Then I'll close this bracket again, the parenthesis. Now in between, I want to define my column. What is the column I want to input? Let's say student ID S1, S2, S3, S4, student name. So you call this column name as going to be student underscore ID. Now, how do you want to present this value? You want to present this value in the list. What is the value is going to be? S1, S2, S3, S4. So I can put it here. S1, S2, S3, S4. This is how I created my first column in the table. Next column which I want to create here, that is going to be student underscore name. How do I want to create this? I'll be closing this colon. I'll create the list. The name is what? Raj Gautam Komal Kavya. So I'll write it here as Raj Gautam Komal and Kavya. So this is how I will be creating as my row number. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Yes or no? Right? Now, once I created my table here, what I want to do here, I also want to add something called, I want to give this as an index. So I'll write here, index is equal to, I'll call this index name is 0, 1 and 2 and 3. So that is how I want to go for adding this value to this table. And I'll say close the bracket here. This one should be closed by what? This. Now let me see this. What is the output is going to come if I run this program? If I run this program, I see my output is coming for student ID and student name is given here. Now same thing, I want to replicate here. I want to see the output for what? My product details. So how will I go for giving my product details? I'll say prod details. Let me call this table as prod details. In this product details, I want to go for putting this as P1, P2, P3, P4. So now let's say this is called prod ID, prod name. I want to call this Aj prod underscore ID. I want to call this Aj prod underscore name. This is going to be P1. This is going to be P2. This is going to be P3. This is going to be That's it. Now the product name which I want to give it here, apple, banana, mango, and grapes. I can say this is apple, this is banana, this is mango, this is grapes. Now if I run this two, right, what I write here, print, I'll just write here print bracket start. I will say student details, print bracket start. I will say prod details. Now if I look at this two table, right, in this both the data set having no common field, and hence we must use cross join. So now how would you go for doing this cross join to this? It's a question mark. Now to do this cross join, what first we have to do? We have to take this student details. We have to add, let's start with here import pandas and this to do a cross join in Python. We must add keys to both the data sets. What does it mean? It means take this table, right? In this table, you call the column name is keys, right? And how would you go for doing this? You put this as equal to 1. Same way, you call this prod details keys are 1. Now, ultimately, when you go for printing this, it is going to be key 1 and 1. Both the tables are given here. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Can you see this? Now, how we'll go for merging this table? We will be merging this table saying that student details underscore 2 prod details equal sign pd dot merge bracket start left table with student details, right table with prod details on, because we don't have anything as your join because there is no common field. I just have to close the bracket like this and go for calling this table here. When I call this table, it's going to have 16 records. You can see from students to product is having 4 records for each student is coming. Or if you do this reverse product to student, you will also have same. So you can take this here. Maybe you call this way. Now take this product details as your left table, student details as your right table. Run this program. You get the same result as what we have pasted here. Does it make sense to guys? How many records are going to come in cross join and how to go for making cross join? Is this clear to all of you guys? Everyone, yes or no?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Perfect. Yes, sir. Right. Now we'll talk about here the next joining type, which is called null join. Now let's understand how null join works in Python. We'll start with what? Null join, right? So let me do it here. For null join, what we will do here is that, now let's take this table first and see what is there in null join. In the null join, I have given a table. Let me copy this and paste it here, right? So I have a left table. I also have a right table. Okay. Now you have a left table and you have a right table. This is called customer master information. This is called customer. You call customer details and this is called customer spend. You call customer details here and you call this table called customer spend, right? So ultimately what is happening out here, it is going this way, is that, right? So I have these two table, customer details and customer spend. Now in this two table, what is the common field? If I look for the common field, it is common field by what? Customer ID only. Yes or no, guys, everyone? Right? Now in this customer ID, how many records are common? I can see this is common, this is common. Let it be happen this way. I can see this to this is common and this to this is also common. I can do this way. I can go for this to this is common and I can go for this way. I can go for this to this is common, and I can go for this. That means in this table, if I include, so total how many records? 14 records, of which 3 is blank records. If you select like this, it's saying 11 is a count because there are 3 blanks. In this table also you have 14 records. You also have 14 records in this table, but it is also going to have customers, they're going to 3 blank. What is not matching from the left table? Now this is the 2 records which is not matching to these 2 records from the right table. So I have these informations. Now the question is coming, when you merge these 2 tables with a null value, how many records will come? So ultimately, our objective is here to merge these 2 tables. We will be merging these 2 tables to see how many records are coming. So how many records are coming? How will you see that? So for that, how do you go for doing this? Now let me do this here. I just copy this and I put it here, markdown to run. Now for this self join, what I'll do first, I'll say importing data. From where I'll import data, I have a data set at the top. I'll just go for using the same data set for importing. Let me go for importing data sets. Yes. Right. Now the table that I want to import from here, null join data 3 and 4. Copy this. I paste it here, 3 and 4. I call this table name as customer details. And I call this table over here as customer spent. Right. So how to go for presenting these tables? You can run the query to get the output here. Is this clear? Now, how would you go for merging this table to get this? For the null join value, you can see this here. Going here, you'll go for inner join with null join value. See how many records are going to come in. For getting this inner join, what you have to write here? Import pandas as pd, import numpy as np. Now I want to go for merging these 2 details, customer details to spent. I'll write pd dot merge. I'll say left dataset is going to be my customer details. Right dataset is going to be my customer spent. I will go for how is all about inner. I'll go for on is equal to the common field name is going to be customer ID. How would you go for doing this here? If you run the program, you see the output is coming for 18 records, right? So how it is coming 18 records? What is the purpose of presenting this 18 record? This is the question which is coming to your mind, right? How these 18 records came? Now let's understand from here. First, you take this table, paste it here. You take this table and paste it here, right? While you're pasting this, you see how it is coming 18. Whatever the common record, you put it over here like this. Whatever the common records from both the tables, just copy like this and paste it here. Now you can go like this, you can go like this, you can go like this, and you can go like this, which is 9 records are coming. How it collected another 18 records? From the left table, it has these 2 values, which is not in the right table. From the right table, it has these values, which is not in the left table. In this, you have 1, 2, 3 blank records, which is coming out here. In this, you have 1, 2, and 3 blank records, which is coming out here. So ultimately, when you merge these 2 tables, how many records are coming, guys, here? If you go and drag this like, is coming to 19 records here. Yes or no, guys? Everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right? So how many records are coming finally? How many records? 19 records. Not 19, 20 records are coming. Correct? Look at
So
the
one is
program.
blank, I guess.
This is 20, na? So if you go back here.
Number.
We have one blank record.
Yes. Yes, it is 19 records. Okay. Now, guys, what is happening? How these 19 records are coming in your Python? Now look at it here. It's saying as 18 records. It is coming as what? 19 records. So where this one record is missing, first of all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? 6, 7, 8. Something is wrong in the data. I believe so. I can see this is right null value. There are 3 and 3, 9 null values are coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have, when you say inner join, guys, what is happening here? Inner join. This is called full outer join. Normally, inner join, how many records should come, guys? 9 records should come. Yes or no? Guys, if you
Yes, sir.
talk about this is what? Common,
Yes.
correct? Everyone,
Yes, sir.
this is common. This is called what? This is called left
Null.
null, right? You keep it over here. This is quite interesting. You need to understand. This is called what? Right null,
Right
Right.
null.
right, right. This is what?
Null by
Which null? Left
left
null
null.
only. Yes or no? Everyone.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting this? Right. Now, this is what?
Null.
Okay. This is called right null. So ultimately in inner join, what is happening in Python? In this inner join have 9 records plus null value. Null values have 9 records. And that is going as what? Many to many relationship. So now null to null. This is 3 null and this is 3 null. Is giving how many records? 9 records. You can see that here. Can you see this? Religare, female, male, and female. Religare, female 3 records. Religare, male 3 records. Like that, it is coming. It is blank to blank. 9 records are coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? It is coming as what? Religare for these 3. Look at here. Then Apollo for these 3 is coming as here. Then Geno, this 3 is coming as here. Yes or no? So it is going to has what? The cross join for null join is happening. So it is actually in Python, null to null goes with cross join. Is this clear?
Yes, sir.
Right? So this is something we have to understand. Tomorrow somebody is going to tell you, hey, if you go for merging these two tables, how many records will come? So I hope you can answer this now. Yes or no? Everyone.
Yes.
Right. Now let's understand full join. So how do you go for full join? What light here? Outer. Now if you run this query, how many records are coming? 22 records are coming. Why 22 records are coming? Because this is from left null to the right null. It is taking as 9 records. 3 into 3 is 9 plus these 2, these 4, 13 plus these 9 common records. Total is 22 records. Yes or no, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Are you
Yes.
getting it? So how this coming? You will say inner join for how many records? 9, right? Left null for how many records? 2. Right null for how many records? 2. Now null cross join for how many records? 9. So how many records you're total getting? 22. 9 to 11, 9 to 11, 22. Does it make sense how the full join value is coming, everyone? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Now, what will you do here? What will you do here? You will go for unmatched join, right? So unmatched joins are going to be like this. In this unmatched join, how do you go for getting this output? You'll be going with what? Full join only. Now, to get this called unmatched, tell me how do you write this program? This table with what? Square bracket dot reset underscore index drop is equal to true. Correct? In between, you will take this table. Correct? Bracket start, where you want to call this table, the column name is what? What do you call this as a null? You can take either way, the town is null from both the tables here. Either way, the town is null or company is null. That is what we want to choose. So how to do this here? Either way, the field name is what? Company. Dot is null, right? You can close the bracket here. Then or put the square bracket here. You can say town is null. Now you want to call this table. Do you think this program will run or it will throw an error? What is happening guys here? It is giving how many records? It is giving 4 records. Yes or no? So what you can say? Unmatched join gives left null 2, right null 2. Clear now guys? Left null 2 and right null 2, and null values 0. Does it make sense? Everyone,
Yes.
right? The null value has a presence in your inner join and full join. It has no value when it go for getting this into what? Your unmatched join. It is not going to get the value for this. Clear now? Is this clear, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
If I say left join, how many records will come? If I say I want to go for left join, how many records will come?
11.
11, sir.
Sorry?
20 records, sir.
Okay. Now let's see what will happen if you say left join. How many records are coming?
9. 20.
20. Right? It is giving 20. How it is coming? You will start with common records. How many common records?
9.
9.
9.
Left null. How many records?
2.
2. Left null values. How many records? Left 3 to 3 is going to be cross join. 9. 9, 9, 18 plus 2 is 20. Does it come here?
Yes.
Right. Now, if you say I want to go for left null join, like what? Left null join. Tell me how many records will come?
11, sir.
2 records, sir.
So first of all, you will give this condition as what? Saying, what is the condition say? Where from the left table, town is null. Yes or no? From left to the right, what will you say? Town is null. Correct? Guys, when you say
Yes,
left
sir.
null, what will you say? Town,
Town.
because these are the IDs where they don't have information about what? Town, number of trees, suspend amount. So you'll say town is null. So ultimately, what program will write it here? To get underscore left underscore null. You will take this table. In this table, you will take the column name is what? Town is null, brackets are close and bracket close. Then you say reset underscore index bracket start drop is equal to true. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone?
Yes.
How many records are coming? 2.
2
It is
records.
just going to get you value of what? Neptune of 2 record. That's it. It has nothing to do with the blank. Do you want me to do for right join, or you can do it yourself, guys? Or let it be happen right join while you live in between? Now let's go for right join. You tell me how many records will come on right join now as per your understanding.
20 records.
Huh?
20 records.
It will come 20 records. Very nice. You're right. It will come as 20 records. Right? Who are the 20 records? Tell me. Common
Common records.
is how many? 9.
9.
Right? Null. How many?
2.
2.
2.
Right? Null values. Cross join. How many? 9.
9.
Total is coming to what? 20 records. Now, how to go for, let's say, right null join? Are you getting this? How will you go for right null join, guys? Here, you'll be writing this Control C, Control V. You will say right underscore null. What you see here, this table where in the right null, what do you say? The field name is going to what? Company. Yes or no, guys? The
Yes,
field
sir.
name is company, right? Then dot is null, brackets are closed, right? Then you can write what? Dot reset underscore index drop is equal to true. If you run this program, what is the output is going to come in 2 records? You can say only right null has 2 records. Is this clear? How the null join treatment happens when you work in what? Your this thing, when you call this as your null values to be merging 2 tables. Is this clear to all of you?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll start with the next topic, which is called subqueries. Right? Now let's discuss here about subqueries. Subqueries. Run this query. Now what we will do here, I will be doing the subqueries from a given table. So what the table is given here, let me see the table name, which I want to read from here is for subqueries, I'll be going for okay. This is given country, laptop, and unit sold. I want to go for looking at this subquery data 1. So let me go for taking this table to do the subqueries here. First of all, I will be going for importing my data. So I'll be using this query here. Okay. So I'll go for importing the table. I call this laptop underscore sales. Remove this. Call this over here. Remove this. There, I want to call this table name as rename this. Now let me run this query here. Okay. I got my country, laptop, and the total units sold out. I want to see to get country wise laptop sales market share. So that is in percentage. I want to get this output from the given table. Are you getting this, guys? What I'm trying to do here? I want to go for getting this output from this given table here. Get country wise laptop sales market share in percentage. I'll follow step 1. What is the step 1 is all about? I want to get country-wise total sales. Country-wise, yes, I want to go for country-wise total sales. So how will I get this? From given table. To get country-wise total sales, what is that syntax I'll write, guys, here? Can anyone tell me? Import pandas as PD. Import numpy as NP. First, I want to go for getting country-wise total sales. I'll say country total underscore sales. Okay. What is that? You'll be going with the table name called laptop sales, right? Then you will write what? Group by bracket start. You would be using the function called group by laptop. Group by, I want to go for taking the field name, which is going to be country. right? Now this country, I want to go with the table which I created has called laptop sales. So ultimately, how I'm planning to do this, I want to go for making this group by as country. There, I want to write the program called as underscore index is equal to false because I want to go for row level calculations dot aggregation. I want to create the field called uh, total underscore sales is equal to, I will be creating this bracket. In this bracket, I want to take the field name called unit sold. I'll be going with a field name called unit sold. As I'll be going for sum, right? So ultimately, what is happening here? You are getting this output which is coming as country-wise total sales is coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys?
Yes, sir.
Step 2, which I want to go by this way. What I want to achieve here, I want to take this country sales. Now these two tables I have. I will have print my laptop sales. I will also have print my country total sales. Now how to merge these two table? How to merge these two table? What will you do here, guys? To merging these two table, you'll be merging by
Sure.
what?
PD.merge.
Right. So you just simply write the program here that we want to merge these two table. Import pandas as PD. Import numpy as np. Right. What you will do here, you will say country laptop market share. PD dot merge. Merge as left table. You want to take it to laptop sales. You want to go for right table. You will be taking this as total sales. You want to go for how, taking this as left join. You want to go for on, you would be giving this as on. What you will say here, guys, the common
Country.
field which is calling as country, right? So this is how I can go and close the bracket. I can call this market shares. So also you can create a new column to this, call this as market share. How do you call this market share? You would be calling this table, right? Having the field name which is called total sales. You will say the field name is going to unit sold to be divided by the same
Total
table with what?
Total sales.
Total sales, right? Now, while doing this, what we will do here, guys, will be just closing this parenthesis. In this parenthesis, we have to use, there's a function called map with a lambda. What is a map with lambda? You can say map function here. Then I may do mistake. I am just trying to remember lambda. Then you have to use number. And how do you want to present this number? You want to present this by this. You don't have to remember this, guys. I'm just trying to remember, that's why I'm writing it. Maybe I'll be committing mistake once. Then I'll close this bracket to give it in single quote. And I will say dot format and the value is for n. Whatever the values come, that is where I want to close this. I believe this should work. Let's see. If I run this query now, oh, it is working. Did you see this? Now in India, country laptop wise sales, and those sales is coming in percentage, getting the total sales for this India, total sales for Japan, total sales for Korea, and the market share is coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Now let's do another
Sir.
example here. Right. I'll say example 1. Let's start with subquery example. Okay. So how to go for subquery example? This time in this data set, I'll be taking this laptop country year sales. Now, what I do here, laptop country year sales. Okay. So now I just try to run this query to get my output here. When I run this output, what I see here, I see laptop, country, year, and this. I want to get country and year wise laptop sales market share. What is the question is coming now? Get country and year wise laptop sales and market share in percentage. Are you getting this, guys? So now the first thing is that in the step one, what would you try to do? What will you do now, guys? Tell me, everyone. What we did here?
By
We did a group by. Now here also, we'll go for a group by. From which table? From this table, right? This table. I want to go for this called total. Or let's say version 1. From this group by of what? Field name is country and field name is what? Year. So I'll be putting this what? Comma, year. Yes or no? How to go for total sales? You'll be going for this sales value should be taken is here as total sum. Now coming to this, if you run this program, you see country and year wise total sales is coming. Does it make sense to all of you guys, everyone? Right?
yes.
Now, step 2. You simply go ahead and run the program here. What will do here? You need to merge these two tables. So how do you go for merging these two tables to get this output? Now let's copy this here. In this, you have this table and you have this table. So just to go ahead and show it to you, in step 2, I will say print this table, print this table with the version 1. Yes or no, guys, everyone? And you want to merge this two table by what? By country and year wise. So how do you go for doing this? Now you want to see the market share. How do you get this market share? For getting this market share, pd.merge, you'll be going for this table to this table as version 1, left join on. What will you write here? Square bracket stat. It is not only by country, it is also by year. Yes or no? Does it make sense to all of you guys? Everyone, yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
Now, how do you go for getting this value to the market share? You would be going by the same table, taking this. The field name is what? Sales.
Yes.
You take this table as sales to what? Total sales. Copy this and total sales here. Which is the table? The same table over here. Now, if you search for this table, run the query, you get the market share is coming. By what? By 2018 in India, the total sales is 29,660 and the market share is falling in accordingly. I can say what is the highest selling product out of this. Yes or no, guys, everyone? Are you getting this?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
now we have completed your advanced queries. We'll talk about joining and the relationship.